it's funny, but Judy had told me. Did you contact Judy, or did Judy contact you?
I found out about this event through Donna Dean.
Okay.
And Donna contacted Judy, and then Judy.
Oh, right. It's phenomenal the way the word spreads, and that's really that's
what we're here to do.
That's what we're here to
Absolutely.
do. That's what we're here to do. So, not only were you Miss New York, what year?
2013.
13. Wow.
Last year.
Ooh, that's awesome. No, it was 2 years ago. Was it 2 years? When do you win the crown?
I won the crown in 2013.
Okay.
And then I passed it off to Jane Rubenstein 2014
Ah.
last year, and then we have a new pageant coming up the beginning of May.
Oh,
2015.
good. Where is that held anyway?
Hofstra. It'll be at Hofstra College, May 3rd, 2:30 in the afternoon.
What day is it?
It's a Sunday afternoon.
Want to go?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go, because they were so wonderful to supporting us that we got to let Judy, we want to go. Just tell Judy, she'll get us tickets and we'll go. And we'll go.
Absolutely, that's
okay.
terrific.
Ask Kanitha, she wants to go too. Are you going to go as well?
I'm the judge this year.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a little scared, but
Why?
I wanted to, you want to do well. You don't want to slight anyone. You want to pick the right people.
Yeah, because you know what it feels like to go through it, and you want to make sure that the right person wins for the right reasons.
Yes,
you know.
absolutely.
So, who are the other judges this year? Do you know?
I don't know. Mrs. Ed Mangano, I'm sorry, I don't remember her first name, is a judge this year. She was a judge last year, and she had so much fun. She came back this year, but I do not know who the other judges are. There's 3 other judges.
So, what did you do as your talent while you were there?
I'm a belly dancer.
Oh, that's awesome! A belly dancer
And
won.
the specialty is I have a sword about this big that I dance with.
Oh yeah, Judy asked me if I want. I'm like,
It's one of the many props that I work with, but it's kind of, it's stuck in everyone's head. So
yeah. Well, you know what? That's what the difference in what you did is why you won. It was different. It was unique.
Yes, it was unique, but the pageant is based on several elements, and talent is only a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a private interview with the judges, and that's 30%, I think.
Wow.
You're judged on an evening gown, poise and grace. It's about inner beauty. You have 35 seconds.
I like that.
Yes, it doesn't matter what your face looks like or your body. And you have 35 seconds to present your philosophy of life.
Wow.
So that's part of the grading. Your poise in modeling your evening gown, the talent, and the personal interview.
Wow.
And the interview is so important that if there is a tie, the interview is what breaks the tie.
Wow. I like that. I like that you have a certain time limit to, makes you think. It makes you think about what your purpose is and what you want to do with your life. So not only is the Miss New York important as far as, because who was on it before? Donna and I were talking about it, I think, that, it really, I don't think it was Donna, I think it was somebody else. But at 50, 60, 70, our lives are really just beginning. We really are the best that we ever are. And I believe that the older I get, the more wiser I get. And I like myself better. And, I like the age I'm at. And I have no fear in telling people that I'm 52. Everybody's like, don't say that. And I'm like, you know what? That doesn't matter to me.
You're proud of it.
Senior
I am proud of
America
it.
is all about telling people how old we are.
Yeah.
At the end of every showcase that we do, we all line up with the seasoned steppers and
Wow.
everyone, and we all go down the line, name where you're from and how old you
Wow.
are.
That's great.
And one of the women in the seasoned steppers is 87 years old.
Wow.
She is the cutest thing, and she's out there and never misses a step.
Wow.
But a lot of those women are 70s and in their early 80s, but the oldest one is 87.
Wow. That's phenomenal.
It's about presenting a positive image of aging.
Wow,
And that's-
it is, and that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. I never heard of it until Judy had, I got introduced to Judy. So, but I also, you've experienced a stroke as
Yes.
well?
Six
Tell
years,
us about that.
6 years ago this month. It was one of those, and some of the other people have spoken about odd symptoms. I've always been very, very healthy. There was no stroke in my family. And I just started feeling a little lightheaded, a little tired. Some things didn't feel right. I got up one night to go to the bathroom, and all of a sudden I had no balance. And then my words started getting funny. And it wasn't that I lost my speech completely, but just either I couldn't think of the word wouldn't come out properly. And this was over the course of a couple of 3 or 4 days.
Wow.
And by the time we got to that particular Saturday, and I couldn't pronounce this, kept trying to get something out of my mouth, my husband said, don't go to the hospital. So
Wow.
they took me right in, did all the alphabet tests, and said, you've had a stroke. And I said, do I have another, what are the other choices? You know, it just didn't make any sense.
You know, it's very devastating to me because it's the number one disability. It causes disability. It's
Yes,
number
it
one
does.
in America for the cause of disability.
Wow.
That's pretty sad that people, and the funny and the ironic thing is that nearly 80% of strokes can be prevented.
Yeah.
So if we live, but it's odd because you're saying that you live, and I did also. I
Yeah.
lived a healthy life. I mean, I don't eat like fried foods, or I always eat
No, you gotta
healthy
watch
as
your
well.
diet now.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
But
too.
I have something that they finally determined, they believe what caused it. It's fibromuscular dysplasia in the carotid arteries. And if you saw an x-ray, it'll narrow and widen. It looks like a string of pearls.
Right.
And evidently, a very small blood clot must have formed in there and got loose and got into my speech center.
Oh.
And so, my daily Plavix is doing well.
So it keeps the flow.
Yes.
Okay.
But, they did all the blood panels in the hospital, and the nurses and the people would come in and say, what are you doing here? You're the healthiest person I've ever seen. I said, hey, I don't know, just let me
Wow.
know,
Wow.
It scared me. It was a change, but I've gotten past it. And now all the people I work with, all my friends, everybody knows if I start to talk funny or something usual, put me in a car, get me to the hospital,
Right.
and get it taken care of.
Right. Do you still get that because you're on the Plavix?
No, people who don't know me wouldn't notice. Once in a while, I'll have a problem finding a word, or it might not come out exactly right, but really no one would notice.
I have the same problem when I'm, sometimes I don't say things correctly, and I catch myself though. I can hear myself now that I'm aware
That's
of
'cause
it.
you're aware of it.
Right,
Yes.
right, because I'm
Yeah.
aware of it. That okay, that wasn't the right word. What's the right word? So,
Yeah.
but I'm not. I don't. I think it's important for us to make people aware of that.
Yeah.
Like that's why I don't say, okay, like maybe I'm not saying this right, or what's the word I'm looking for, so that people are compassionate towards us.
It's just important that people don't think of stroke as just a paralysis. There are so many other little things that really the information needs to get out. That if you don't feel right, if something isn't just you know your own body, if something isn't feeling properly, you need
Right.
to get it checked.
Right,
As
right.
My best friend always says, denial is not just a river in Egypt. You just need to get it taken care of.
It's funny when I was talking to the doc before, Dr. Donato. I said I forget what I gotta look on the email. I don't. Maybe Kathy remembers what his verbiage was. I said like this little inner voice, like you really
know.
if you're aware of your body and you're aware of things, you have a sense that something is off
Yes.
and you need to have help. So other side than the awareness, on this platform, because this platform is today, but this is going to be online forever. And really, it's a great opportunity to say to the world or to someone, because there's someone out there who we're going to help.
Yes.
Whether it's today, tomorrow, the next day, whenever it is, even in 50 years, there's going to be someone that we help. What would you say to that person?
I would just, say, don't be embarrassed, don't be ashamed, don't try to hide it. Let people know so that if it happens again, if something, like I said before, let everybody in your circle know to help, because that's what you need quick action.
Yeah.
That's
So-
the best
Yeah.
thing you can do.
Yeah, just do it very quickly.
Yeah. It's funny, but you said don't be ashamed. And I didn't do this. I didn't do this purposely or knowingly. That's the word I'm looking for. But it was almost like a revelation to me that I had experienced a stroke. Like I went from having a stroke back into mainstream and never really understood the mental what's the word I'm looking for? I'm tired, so I can't think today. But I didn't understand. It's almost like coming out to me, because now I can say to people, well, I really need to think about it because I'm tired and I really can't think, just like I just said to you now.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a coming out to me. It was almost like a release to me to be able to go, you know what? It's okay. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether I can think now or, if I need to rest or, and that's really important. It was really a revelation for me.
And again, you have to, like you said before, you have to listen to your body. Your body is telling you that. You got to take it down a notch. But that whole thing, like what you just said, going from having the stroke to where you are now, some of that is very, fuzzy, because until now, and I agree, that now that I look back and I say, now I understand what's going on. Whereas when it first happened, it was a blur.
Right, right.
Yeah,
it's a blur. Right.
And I had just all these little pieces that happened.
Right,
That
exactly.
Really
the puzzle
didn't seem to be
starts
related
to fit.
to anything. But when I went back, when Judy said, write me a timeline, and I really sat down and said, well, this happened from here to there, and then this happened, and then I saw, you can see the progression.
Right,
But
right.
again, you're healthy your whole life,
Yeah.
and they're odd symptoms.
Yeah. So, thank you so much. I can't tell you. I mean, I'm honestly humbled by the whole, the support that we have here today. It's just,
Wonderful.
It's wonderful.
Well,
It's
this
incredible.
is the beginning, I think, of something very good.
Oh,
I think
thank
this is
you.
going to go forward. And
Thank you.
Bravo to you
Oh,
for
thank you.
putting it together.
Thank you.
I know how much work.
It's very rewarding now. Very rewarding for me to, I could sit back and say to someone that's laying in a bed somewhere, look at me, look at us, look at us.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't think, I couldn't do anything. I wasn't out of it, but it was almost like I wasn't in my body. So the fact that I went from there to here, it's not about me, it's about bringing hope to people that have had strokes, and not only them, but more of their families, because they have to go through it, but their families. So when I talk to families that have had strokes, people in their families that have had strokes, they're just hope is so powerful.
Well, because they see us and they say, oh my goodness. And we give them that hope.
Yeah.
That, look, you can survive this.
Yes.
And again, I've done the same thing where I've gone to the hospitals and I've spoken to stroke patients.
Yeah.
And they actually can see that, wow, there's a chance that I can be okay.
Yes.
And it's all about attitude.
Yeah.
And
Hard work.
Yes.
I know that I had
have
very
to.
little. I had
my
very
God.
little.
You had even
residual
harder
effects,
work
but
than I did.
You guys worked very hard at your rehab, but that's what it takes.
Yeah. It does.
Positive reinforcement within yourself and knowing that, you know what, I've got to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it makes it
I know.
all worthwhile.
I know.
Absolutely.
I know.
And to
I know.
move forward.
You know what I was thinking while I was sitting here? We look good while we're sitting here now. But I actually have a photo, I said it before, of me after my stroke.
I do too.
And I think we should post them.
I see a very big difference I can see how sick I was.
Me too.
And that's
Me
when
too.
I realized from here to here where I had gone.
Can I post your photo on my website?
You have one, I think.
No,
already.
you're the way you were. I have it. I have one of those.
I think you do. Otherwise, I don't have a problem with that because
Because I want people to see where we were and where we are.
Always a big
because
difference.
because
Big difference.
when we're sitting here talking, we look like they've had a stroke, right? They're.
I know,
but
that's a
but nobody
misconception.
big misconception,
Big misconception.
misconception. So, well, I think we have to run to our next thing. But thank you,
My
thank you
pleasure,
so
thank
much.
you.
It was an honor to meet you, and we'll see.
Let's go.
Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. All right.